Sixth caution of the day at Martinsville, 176 laps. Mike Joy with Neil Bonnet and Glenn Jarrett on TNN. Let's show you what happened to bring out this caution. It was one of these multiple car deals. Two of the lap cars, Clay Brown and Tim Fiedel, were right there. Get it started.
And then it created the Martinsville stack-up. Once they got those two sideways, people went really high. We've talked about it's not that perfect situation. Get way outside. You see guys bumping into each other way high. These other guys slowing down, just about stopping coming through. But they're just, like Mike told me, two slower cars got together, entering the corner.
From the high camera.
See the chain reaction right here. Boy, just nowhere to go when you come around. It's amazing they didn't have more cars than that tied up. The concrete surface is that light surface. That's the asphalt outside there. You get out there, you slip in 28 car and get a push around to the pits.
Trouble on Hut Strickland's machine. Mac Tools Ford.
Had a call again. They're also going to change the battery into 28. When they killed the motor, it might have killed the battery trying to get it recranked. Red Farmer had his birthday up here this weekend.
He did?
But I tried to find out truly what his age was, and he's still not telling.
I saw the fire engine over there. I thought maybe just in case the candles went off.
Yeah.
Because there had to be a bunch of them. David Green, driver of the Slim Jim Chevy. What's he going to do next year? Glenn asked him earlier.
Staying right here, Slim Jim Chevrolet. No, you know, it'd be nice to go to Winston Cup one day, but I've got all I can handle right here in the Busch Series, and I want to be the champion this year and go out and win every race and be the guy to beat every race next year and the years to come.
Lead lap cars on the inside for this restart. There's Todd Bodine, Chuck Bown, Ernie Irvin, David Green, Steve Grissom, Ricky Craven, Joe Nemechek, Jimmy Hensley, along with Tom Peck, Mike Wallace, Dennis Setzer, and Tracy Leslie. Those are the drivers on the lead lap. We're back to green.
Boy, going down this first corner, they picked up that debris on the tires again. Got to watch. A lot of guys going to slide real wide on these restarts, causing some problems. Like they all made it through. Chuck Bound took a look, trying to get around that 34 car. Looks like he's ready to get ready to try to get around by now.
Neil, it's the first restart in a long time we've had all the leaders packed together. Usually there have been lap cars in the midst of them. There's Hermie Sadler moving in and around Robert Presley, driving Rick Mast's Skoal number 0.
Had the little doggy cam going. He better pull his head in. He's going to get a whack off.
You're right.
Probably somebody on the inside of the stand. When I saw him that wide, I figured it had somebody under him.
Ricky Craven. Up front, the front 3 cars are now nose to tail. Irvin has a look on the outside. Then it's Ron Cooper and David Green.
A lot of contact coming off turn 2 back to Hermie Sadler. The 99 car looks like Hermie's got a flat left rear.
Yep. He'll have to pit.
Oh, it's fun down there too.
It's all right. He's in the grass.
But he's not in the grass now. And now the caution's out. Probably the best thing could happen. If he can get it recranked and catch up, he's not going to lose a lap. A lot of contact between him and the 99 car going down the back straightaway.
Sadler's already 1 lap down after he spun off the front bumper of Jeff Burton's Ford. Joe Nemechek came around and lapped him. Nobody gets a lap back. Let's show you what happened.
There's been a lot of contact with the 99 car and the 25 coming off turn 2. Here they are going down to turn 3. Sadler's left rear tire is going flat. 99 makes contact going in there, locks the brake up. Left rear, you can see it's totally flat now. Trying to get the car in control, and they hard enough to turn them with 4 tires on them. When you got 3, it's going to do this right here. Going right on around, climbed up on the curbing. Looks like he's out of the way, like Mike said, but then he lets it roll back out in traffic. It's a good way to lose the rear end off a race car. Somebody clip the back end off for you.
So Sadler is in the pits. He'll get some tires on the left side, and we'll be back at Martinsville after this. Getting set for the restart here at lap 186. Todd Bodine, Chuck Bown, Ernie Irvin, David Green, and Steve Grissom are the front 5. Then it's Joe Nemechek, Ricky Craven, Jimmy Hensley, Mike Wallace, and Tracy Leslie. Those are the cars on the lead lap. Ron Cooper again tries to get a lap back, but Bodine has been really quick through the gears on the restart. Here comes Bound, head hunting for the lead. has just the nose under Bodine, and now
sometimes that's all it takes. Just enough room there to race up off that corner. But Bodine's car made a good jump off of that corner and took the lead back.
They run a ton of gear on that car.
Well, they run a ton of motor, too. Hutter builds some tremendously strong Chevrolet engines. Builds a lot of good motors, but he's one of the premier guys with a V6 Chevrolet. And 34 is no slouch anywhere we find him.
Yep, Ron Hutter out of Ohio, who built many engines that powered Richie Evans to modified victories here at Martinsville and elsewhere.
If that's the case, you ought to be able to unload a Hutter engine here and go around the racetrack as many as Evans took. Richie Evans took those wins here at this place. There comes a battle for that lead again. He's got that line. A little bit better room on him down in the corner. A little further on him than he was before. This is where the 34 made that big jump before. It looked like Chuck Brown was able to hold him up a little bit better right here.
Now Bound's got the bottom, but Todd's got that run off the top of the corner, and they get together a bit. Chuck Bound hasn't won since 1991. Bodine in the 34 has 2 victories this season.
But Chuck had to fall back in behind him off that corner. Debbie Bound works with here with TNN. There's a good chance she's jumping up and down on the building here somewhere.
I think so. Make that 3 wins for Bodine this season. And Ernie Irvin's right back in the race.
When Bound makes that move on him, I'm not so sure if he got by him. He couldn't go on for a little way. Todd Bodine is not going to give that lead up easy.
Nope. Now Todd Bodine moves up to Winston Cup next year. An announcement is expected at Rockingham as to who will drive the 34 car next season.
You mean we got more changes coming?
Yep. But Todd will stay in it the rest of the year.
Got me a little piece of paper laying here now to try to figure out who's driving what. Brown made an effort to get around him about a lap ago again. Maybe Bodine's car comes to him, or maybe Todd's car gets a little better along where they run or something, but he seems to take a challenge from him on every restart, and then he's able to hold them. And speaking of challenge, here comes another one.
David Green fighting off Steve Grissom. 45 points separate the 2 leaders. In the chase for the championship, there's last year's champ Joe Nemechek, who led almost the first half of this race single-handed. Got caught a lap down, made it back up. And don't count Nemechek out of this race.
I'm telling you, I'm not so sure he didn't have the fastest car on the racetrack. He's had to do a lot of work to get back to where he's at. I'm not sure his car's not putting any car out here.
There's 5th place Grissom. You're riding along. David Green just ahead of him, and Joe Nemechek just behind.
Another caution. 59 car spun coming off turn 4. Another caution didn't come out. He spun all the way through the grass and got it straightened out.
And never stopped.
Yeah, matter of fact, he didn't lose that many positions, I don't think.
Dennis Setzer, he's still on the lead lap.
Missed a real good chance to bring out a caution, but he went all the way across the grass area.
It's a pretty wild slide.
So the 56 car's got the left rear tire rubbing on it. Take a look at that. Tell you, Chuck Bound is staying right with Todd Bodine.
Now he's at least as quick as Bodine right now.
Yeah.
Let's show you what happened to Dennis Setzer, because this was a wild one. Watch the top center of your screen.
Oh, looks like he got a little bit of push from someone there. Jumps the curbing. He's headed down pit road almost, then he turns back out on the racetrack. Oh, looked like maybe him and Herbie Sadler got together in the middle of the corner.
Two-thirds distance here at Martinsville Speedway. As we mentioned, Setzer stays on the lead lap. His first ride in the Alliance car. But these 2 leaders stay pretty close, and you notice the distance they put on Ernie Irvin. There's Bodine and Bound, and Irvin has now dropped about 8 or 10 car lengths back. Hut Strickland has taken his car behind the wall and is through for the day. Mac Tools Ford.
You know, Mike, I thought we would see I thought we might see a few more of these motors give trouble because, I mean, you're turning things so many RPM at this racetrack. You have to just live off of that engine, jerking these things up off the straightaway, off the corner, pulling down the straightaway. And we've been seeing a lot of failures lately with the V6 because they abuse them so much, but, you know, hadn't had that much problem with them.
What's funny is here at Martinsville, if a motor lets go, usually lets go right at the end of the straightaway where you jump off the throttle and that reverse torque on the crankshaft, something goes.
Well, you go to most places, you want to turn these little V6s, you're content turning them 82, 8300 maybe, and hope they make it. And up here, they're turning them 85 and 86, but it's just for a short amount of time. You run them up there real high RPM and you're right off the gas. And like you say, when you go that reverse from power on to power off, usually it's when it snatches a piston out or drops a valve, something crazy happens. But and then in turn, when you happen to that part of the track, it's a nice little ride down in that corner when that motor loses. Chuck Bound's car seems to work better on the bottom. That seems to be his strong suit. He turns down, his car sticks down there. But when he's been able to get under Todd on that inside, he's not been able to make that pass.
No, Bodine seems to get a real good jump off the corner. He may not be as quick through the middle of the corner, but you see him stretch it by a car length and a half here. Now, watch Chuck Bound reel him back in, right down to nothing. Off the corner, Bodine will stretch him out a little bit again.
Nice to have that feel under your foot that helps you. When you handle up that straightaway, it feels good. 87 car slowing. That's Nemechek coming right there. Said there's a little bit of smoke in the turn. We had a spotter say there's some smoke in that car. And what I've been watching out of the corner of my eye here, I thought he would jump right up to the front, and he hadn't made that. There's that smoke. It's hard to tell what it is right there in the center of the car, but I guarantee Nemechek realizes there's a problem because he was moving up and now he's falling back some.
Yeah, he's the 6th place car right now. Tracy Leslie in 7th, Mike Wallace in 8th, or rather Jimmy Hensley in 8th, Mike Wallace 9th, Ricky Craven 10th, Tom Peck 11th, all of them on the lead lap.
Tom's getting a little bit more breathing room.
I wonder if Bound, with the way he was gobbling up Todd getting into the corner, maybe he said, now let me save on the brakes for a while here and we'll take another run at him in a bit.
Like we were talking about Nemechek showing him a while ago, we just picked up we monitored their pits, and they're telling him to make sure he's got the rear end pump, the rear end fans and everything on. They think it's possibly just the rear end overheating in his car.
Let's take you back to 4th place here. There are your 2 leaders. There's Irvin in 3rd, and 4th and 5th are gaining. David Green and Steve Grissom are closing right up on Irvin for 3rd. This is a very partisan Busch Grand National crowd. Not a lot of Winston Cup fans here, although it is an off weekend for the Cuppers. But every time one of the Busch drivers has driven past a Winston Cup driver, there's been a big response from the crowd, and they're watching this battle intently right now. 3rd place.
Here's Green. Looks like he's getting up inside run on Irvin going down this corner.
Seems like Ernie's car's been good for short runs, but the longer you go, the more he ends up pushing the car up the racetrack.
How many times we've seen this? A guy give the guy the inside line, say go on by, but it's hard to do. The 44 Green got in. There's Ernie Irvin moving the outside, gives him that line. I'm sure he's aware of these 2 guys here going for the points championship too. And he's coming in here on a weekend racing from the Winston Cup Series, so he certainly don't want to get in a deal with any of these 2.
Nope. And Green scoots on by. Now he opened the door, and Grissom will follow him through.
Mike, this is the time of the season at every driver's meeting they make you aware who's in the points battle. They say, hey, we don't want you to pull over and roll over and play dead, but please give the guys the benefit of the doubt because they're in a serious points battle, and it pays off those drivers.
And sometimes they tell them, if you're going to whack one, whack both of them.
Yeah, just like Irvin up there. I'm sure they would tell you, go ahead to 44 when the 31 goes by, get a piece of him too.
Right.
So it won't look like you're parsing either one.